Okay, I got here tennis ball, and one of those indoor training balls that's soft. This one will bounce a little bit. This one will bounce a little bit. Um, this is more a matter of teaching the kids about coming in hard to get the ball, not coming in so hard to get the ball. Maybe even sometimes having to back up to get the ball. So this is just a drill, very simple drill where you toss them high tosses. I call this high toss ground balls. Very simple. It's a matter of them understanding that each ball hit to them is not a matter of run to the path of the ball and get in front of it, wait for it to come there. It's not a matter of I got to block the ball. It's more a matter of reading the ground ball, having an understanding of did it come off the bat and go down and it chopped up in the air, in which case maybe I got to run in. Or maybe it's a hard line drive ground ball that's going to bounce 8 or 10 feet in front of me and I know it's going to hop and I got to maybe back up and get it over here. Very, very challenging. This is the whole thing about being an infielder. You got to keep your feet moving. You got to keep your eyes and your mind kind of rolling so that based on what kind of ball is hit to you, you can then respond. Something hit down, you might have to run in on. Something hit on a line, you might have to back up on. You might get caught in between. There's 3 kinds of hops we can get. There's one that we want to avoid at all costs. We want a high hop. We want the ball to hop in front of us, decently away from us enough that it's coming up and we can either get it at its peak or get it before it hits the ground again. The ball hopped and it's traveling a long way and we collect it before it hops again. That's a long hop. Short hop is good too. Maybe it hopped way over there and we see that the next hop is going to be right here and we can't get beyond that point to catch it up here. So maybe we got to kind of be right here and catch it on a little bit of a short hop or a pick. That's okay too. We want to avoid those in-between hops where it hopped, it's going to hop again here, and we're kind of right here, and we can't get there in time, and we don't know if we should back up, and we kind of get caught in between, and that's the one where the kids are often just kind of, oh, and they get stung by one, or they kind of do one of these and it goes through their legs. Infielding is decision making. Do I go? Do I back up? Is it going to be an opportunity for me to field? Is it going to be an opportunity for me to backhand or pick? They have to make a lot of decisions as infielders. So this is simply a drill where you high toss them a ground ball and you give them some parameters within to work with. So for example, you got your kids out there by the bucket, just to the left of the bucket, and all you're going to do is kind of underhand. Let's work with the tennis ball. This is a pretty soft field, so rather than working with the training ball, I'm going to work with the tennis ball. All you're doing is giving them a good lob toss with a little bit behind it so that it can hop and make its way out there a little bit. You make a good toss to a spot and it hops and makes out there a little bit. And you're not throwing it left, you're not throwing it right, you're not trying to keep them on their toes and make sure that they have to react. This is a very simple drill where you're simply tossing a good toss out there. And maybe this is the round where they're trying to get it on a high hop and collect it before it takes that second hop. Or maybe it's the round where you're giving them a toss and you ask them to get it on the short hop or the pick. So on that toss, they're looking for the first, second hop, and they're collecting it on the pick, forehand, backhand on that second hop. And they're coming in hard to get the ball on that first big hop before it hits the ground again, so we're able to field that one. Or they're coming in and they're seeing it on the first, second hop and they're collecting it on that pick. Or maybe they didn't get the best start and it's that first hop and it's that second hop and they get it on a little pick before it hits the ground a third time and they don't get caught in between. You can definitely set the kids up to the left to the point where they have to work their way to the right and get it on a backhand. You can definitely set the kids up over on this side where they got to work their way to the left and get it on a forehand pick. There's a lot of variability you can work into a drill like this. So this is an opportunity for you to work well at figuring out how to give your kids the best toss right down the middle, maybe even overhand. Maybe even eventually you start stinging some line drives. Maybe even you keep them on their toes and come with a little bit of a higher one where they got to come in a little bit harder and make that play a little bit earlier. This is a good drill to help kids understand Sometimes they got to break in, sometimes they're going to have to stay back, but ultimately they got to make a decision to try to get to the baseball so they can collect it in their glove rather than playing something off their body, in which case we're not going to be able to get anybody out.